Hello everybody and welcome back for another VR preview. Today we are taking a look at the combat of Swords of Gargantua. I will be doing a full review on this game, but I feel like it's going to take for me to really dive into this game and have a full opinion of it. I will say my first impression is very positive. So if you like me putting out these previews to get an early look at new games, let me know in the comments, maybe give me a thumbs up. If so, I'll keep doing it. Compared to what we see in most VR titles, this actually appears to be more of a full-fledged game. The game starts you off with an interesting storyline and some really beautiful 360 scenery. You're then quickly introduced to a giant and also very quickly killed, which is actually quite intimidating when the creature comes jumping down towards you. It's a really good usage of presence in VR. You are then thrown into the combat tutorials, which I accidentally skipped and went back and started them all over again. And that's the bulk of what I wanted to discuss in this video. Now in my previous video I was showing off Beyond the Wall, Game of Thrones VR experience, and a lot of people had a lot to say about the combat mechanics. I could very happily say this is not anything like that game. Accidentally skipping the tutorial left me wondering what the heck am I doing wrong? And jumping back and redoing those quests, I noticed I missed multiple mechanics. Weapon stamina, recovery, parry, dodge, counter-strike, weapon enchanting, just to name a few. The game mechanics actually reward you for not just flailing around with your sword. Swinging harder will actually do more damage. You score additional damage by hitting specific weak points, and you can stun an enemy by performing multiple successful parries. Enemies also have some pretty significant counters which are unblockable and will leave you in an out-of-body state. Other attacks may just leave you unable to move for a moment. This specifically is actually a little frustrating until you have a full understanding of what exactly is going on. Weapons also have stamina, so after multiple attacks they may break or be knocked out of your hand. You can replenish the stamina by sheathing your weapon, which actually ends up becoming a very important gameplay mechanic because losing your weapon and having to run and collect another leaves you extremely vulnerable. Whenever you are moving backwards, you move much slower than normal. So having to collect a new weapon leaves you with two options: turn around, face your back to the enemy, and make a mad dash for your new weapon, which absolutely leaves you vulnerable, or slowly back up and try to continue parrying whichever attacks come, potentially damaging your other weapon or shield. After multiple successful parries, blocks, and attacks, you have the ability to now enchant your weapon, causing it to deal significantly more damage for a limited period of time. After this period though, the weapon is almost completely useless. There is also a dash mechanic which allows you to get away from overly aggressive attacks or dot in at that opportune moment. Now without using the tutorial, I was fumbling around with all of these mechanics. But after a few attempts, you begin to feel in control and quite powerful. Each quest has additional objectives to encourage you to try things that will make you a better player. This encourages you to replay missions similar to how Robo Recall does it. Replay this mission, do these extra objectives, get additional experience, and get maximum stars on the level. It's a good mechanic for replayability, and ultimately it encourages you to learn all the combat mechanics. As it stands right now, the combat in this game is looking excellent. It's mechanically sound, challenging, and engaging. Now, as far as all additional aspects of this game, such as is there a continued storyline, how well is multiplayer even populated, I will get to these in my full review, but after about an hour and a half of this game, I was a little bit too tired to keep playing. As anyone familiar with the channel will know, I am not a young guy, so an hour and a half of this was starting to kick my butt. I worked up a full sweat and decided now it's time to take a break and give everybody on YouTube a little preview of this game. I'm also planning to pick this up on Oculus Quest. Right now I'm playing on a Vive Pro, and I will do another comparison video to see how well it is between the two. If tracking or graphics really make the Oculus Quest version inferior. Because this is a really nice looking game right now, and I'm scared that the Oculus Quest version, the characters are just gonna look really grainy with no texture and no sort of lighting effects or anything that really makes them stand out. That's my fear. That's kind of how I feel with Robo Recall. While it's still a really fun game on the Quest, the graphical difference is a bit jarring. Okay, as always guys, thank you for joining. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you do, maybe leave a comment, like, subscribe, and I will see you guys on next time.